How is it going, guys? We have Spider-Verse issue 1 now. The other issue that we actually reviewed the other day was actually Spider-Verse Team Up, whereas this is actually Spider-Verse. It's kind of a bit confusing because the Amazing Spider-Man comics are the actual Spider-Verse, but Spider-Verse also has its own series as well, which is pretty weird, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Before we get into this issue, I just want to announce that I'm doing a giveaway for this issue, and I am going to ask you guys the question of what other Spider-Men do you want to see in this Spider-Verse series? I mean, we've got loads. You'll see some really random ones in this issue, by the way, so just blast one out of your mind that you think is creative or something, and I'll choose a winner and announce it in Spider-Verse issue 2. Now, Spider-Verse issue 2 doesn't actually come out until like January, so I might announce the winner for this in like another series like issue, but yeah, you'll find out if you win anyway because I'll message you. But yeah, so let me know that, and without further ado, let's get into this issue. Alright, so kicking off this issue, we actually have Peter Parker here back at that famous science experiment with the radioactive spiders and stuff like, well, technically it was just radioactivity, the spider wasn't meant to be there. Now, here I actually thought that this was an alternate universe where Uncle Ben was going to get bit by the spider, but it turns out that we are actually looking at the Master Weaver, aka the Spider God, who is currently being held by Marlon and his family, aka the Inheritors, and he can see across all of the alternate realities and dimensions and universes throughout existence, the ones that are gonna be, the ones that were, the ones that are, and stuff like that. And now we go over to this really strange yet awesome like comic slash character, and if this was a comic then I would definitely buy it, just like that whole cartoony look. And it seems that we've actually gone over to kind of a monk slash ninjas slash warriors type of thing, and by the looks of it looks like that this is actually Peter Parker, by the way. It looks like that he's actually meditating, and he actually catches a spider, and it's got like the Venom symbol on it, so it suggests that Venom needs him. So he actually takes back his Spider-Man costume and goes back to the Spider Clan and travels up the mountains and stuff like that. And he actually had this dream, didn't he, about saying how they are many and they need him and stuff like that. So he trips all the way up to this temple of the Spider Clan, and this is Venom, believe it or not. And in this universe, Venom is actually Spider-Man's brother, and I don't think he's actually his brother. I think it's just like a, you know, like a thing, you know, like, I don't know, just someone that, you know, someone part of the same clan and you call them brother. Yeah, you get what I mean. But basically, Venom is there to stop Spider-Man from entering the temple, and he does it with so much awesomeness. Just the fight scene in this comic is just absolutely fantastic. Spider-Man kind of reminds me of Mangaverse Spider-Man, you know, with the whole gloves and stuff like that. It might be Mangaverse Spider-Man because he's got like the bandages on his arms, you know, and stuff like that. But as you can see there, Spider-Man is getting his neck and head crushed into the ground, and just as Spider-Man is about to get stabbed, and it is actually awesome here, by the way, because you can see how literally Venom is just about to stab him, and all of a sudden all of these strands of web just web Venom up, drag him back, and then you get Peter Parker whisper so many, and it turns out that from the temple is the portal of all the Spider-Men that are in the Spider-Verse that have come to collect him, to recruit him for the team. And as you can see, that is UK Spider-Man right there, which means that it is, you know, the UK team of Spider-Man, because in case you don't know, Superior Spider-Man has his own team of Spider-Men, so Spider-Man Noir and Six Armed Spider-Man, and then UK Spider-Man has like 616 Universe Spider-Man and stuff like that. So then we go over to another alternate Spider-Woman. Well, technically she's called Lady Spider, and this is quite a strange era, if I have to say so myself. It kind of reminds me of Dishonored, you know, the game Dishonored, and it's kind of like set in that old age, yet they have like robots and technology and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of that. And as you can see on the screen, God, I keep messing up my words, but as you can see on the screen, it kind of resembles that Dishonored look, the colours and stuff like that. But one thing that's awesome is that this lady spider actually kind of resembles the 2099 Dr. Octopus. And in case you don't know what she looks like, she's on screen now. And she's kind of in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, in case you don't remember. But yeah, she kind of resembles that with the eyes and the goggles and the tentacles and stuff like that, even though in her case, it is actually the spider legs. And she was actually talking about how she freed a spider from its cage and it bit her, and that's how she became Spider, well, actually Lady Spider. But she's actually facing off against Green Goblin, the Vulture, Mysterio, whatever the others are. I kind of didn't see them, but basically the Sinister Six. And in this universe, they are actually called the Six of Sinistry, or something like that. Something along those lines, I can't remember correctly. But oh yeah, I completely forgot that Dr. Octopus is there as well. And she actually pulls over this giant water tower onto them, and of course a Mysterio turns up. And I love the, like, because of the era that it's set in. You have like the mayor with the mustache and stuff like that, and just the whole dialogue is just awesome, especially what Mysterio says when he comes in and stuff. But now we go over to kind of like a Steve Ditko and Stan Lee type of comic like drawing, where it goes back to Peter Parker and stuff, and we have Marlon kill this Spider-Man straight away, which is just so shocking. I think that was just like a little mini universe to say that Marlon is on the way. But then we go over to another alternate universe, and this one is kind of cartoony, yet I kind of don't know how to describe this one. But this one is actually called Penelope Parker, and she actually got bit by the spider at the science fair, and of course she's going to be called Spider-Girl if I remember correctly. I will find out later anyway when the comic gets to that. But basically this is a very comedic comic, and just the whole thing about where I was kind of surprised that when she got bit she kind of started shooting webs straight away, but just the amount of web that is coming out of her hands is just like, it doesn't even look like she has hands anymore, but she's getting it like all over the ceiling and the walls and stuff like that. And Mary Jane and I nearly said the Flash then, what the hell. Mary Jane and Flash Thompson are actually being a bit of daredevils. Mary Jane is just kind of trying to impress Flash, and then Flash is also trying to impress Mary Jane and Penelope, and he actually climbs onto this artifact like art piece which is way up in the air, and I have no idea why he did this. Obviously, yeah, like, it's kind of just like a stupid showing off in front of the class type of thing, but what the bloody hell was he thinking? But one of the awesome things about this is that Penelope actually just roots into a bag. She goes into a bag and actually pulls out her lunch bag and just throws on a jumper and stuff like that and cuts eye holes out. And it just, the humorous side in this comic is just so awesome, about where she's talking about how she's actually touching a boy and stuff like that when she's holding him. Is just awesome. And especially when she tells Aunt May as well, which I thought was really interesting, because she kind of tells her and Aunt May kind of just accepts it. Like, usually I'm pretty sure someone would be taken to the hospital or the doctors if you found out your kid had just been bitten by a radioactive spider and they started shooting web out of the hands, but apparently not. So yeah, that was the end of that universe, but now we go over to another alternate universe where it kind of resembles the old style of comics again, with Peter Parker and Mary Jane on a date. And one of the really interesting things about this universe is Marlon goes to like kill this Peter Parker or whatever, and he starts repeating the same thing over and over and over again, and just the way Marlon realizes what's going on is just incredible. But he actually goes back and we actually see the Spider God, aka the Master Weaver, has actually said how that universe is unstable and is like taking it out of existence because it's like don't exist anymore or whatever. But I actually think that this Spider God Master Weaver is actually trying to protect this universe from Marlon. I have no idea why, but maybe this Master Weaver has actually got some power that he can use against the Inheritors and stuff like that. And I think it'll be really interesting because maybe he's got a few tricks up his sleeve in order to escape the Inheritors. Because in case you don't know, he is actually being held captive, and that is the way the Inheritors, aka Morland's family, are travelling from universe to universe because this Master Weaver is being held captive and being made to do... made to do this. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this issue, and don't forget about the giveaway question. Personally, I'm probably going to give this issue like an 8 or 7 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because I'm feeling generous, and because it was really interesting as well, especially with that last dimension or universe or whatever you guys want to call it. But yeah, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this issue. Don't forget about the giveaway question. Make sure you hit the like button for more, and of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video.